So, we have an author called Overthinking, and this is the last last SCP of this that we're gonna read. They only written two, but they also written like a bunch of other stuff, like narrative accounts, other documents. They even did translations and all that stuff. The last one that we read from theirs was 2274. Okay. 2274. Oh yeah, it was like the minifigure that like it just stands on the table, and the moment you have eyes witness them, you stand still like him. You just like kind of like you basically become like a life-size version of him. But yeah, that's the last one Overthinking wrote, and this is the last one we will read of Overthinking, called A Friendly Family. How friendly are we talking though? Is it like overly friendly where it's like scary, or is it like absolutely not friendly at all? Object Class Euclid Special Containment Procedures. The 4 members of SCP-2422 are to be housed together in a modified set of 9 standard humanoid containment cells, which are to be made to connect to each other through open doorways. These rooms are to be furnished within reasonable limits to the tastes of the members of SCP-2422 as a simulation of a full-size home and small walled-in backyard, including one approved charcoal grill. All cellular network and internet communications are to be jammed within these 9 cells. Dash A and B are to be provided with standard textbooks pre-approved by the project director in any available requested school subjects in order to homeschool Dash C and D. Dash B is within reason to be provided with whatever standard food items it requests, as it seems to prepare meals for the group. With the authorization of Dash B, Dash C may also make requests for certain foods, as it seems to maintain a vegan diet. All members of SCP-2422 are to be closely monitored through live video feed for any communication with the outside world. If any of them are observed communicating with any entity outside the Foundation, all of them are to be terminated. Due to the fact that the entity the members of SCP-2422 refer to as Wandering Father may pose a security threat. Prayers of Wandering Father are not to be considered actual communication with this entity. No, always good to have a Wandering Father. That you worship. That is a... Yeah, I don't know. Let's see if that's good or bad. SCP-2422... I'm gonna close the window, actually. It's getting a little bit too chilly. Too chilly too fast. SCP-2422 is a group of 4 humanoids designated A-D, who claim to be directly related to each other. All members have thus far been cooperative with Foundation personnel and have shown a generally amicable demeanor towards all staff they have met. Notably, SCP-2422 voluntarily surrendered themselves to Foundation custody. See Acquisition Log 1. Dash A is a balding man around 55 years of age. It identifies as the father of the family. It claims not to be the Wandering Father. Gotcha, yeah, makes sense. Dash B is a woman in her early 40s and has stated that it is the mother. Dash C appears to be a teenage girl and claims to be 16 years of age. It is considered to be the daughter. And Dash D, which is believed to be the son, seems to be a prepubescent boy. It has exhibited behaviors aligned with mild to moderate low-functioning autism spectrum disorder. It is believed to be around 12 years old. Also the window so that there aren't any flies falling into you. Can you imagine, like, while I'm reading, you guys should see in the background just something like flying into my room, and I'm just like here, like, as a whole, SCP-2422, and you're like, Afro, something's behind you. I'm like, yeah, sure, guys. yeah, I know that trick. And next thing you know, I look over there, and I see somebody's actually really behind me. I'm like, oh shit. Oh no. As a my only weapon. As a whole, SCP-2422 behaves and interacts similar to an average middle-class suburban family, with typical alternating congenial and tense internal dynamics observed. The members of SCP-2422 claim to have been manufactured by an entity they call Wandering Father. The Acquisition Log 1. X-rays and internal scans have revealed all 4 possess typical biological human anatomy with no signs of any kind of manufacture. Oh, because they say manufactured. Gotcha. All 4 members of SCP-2422 have exhibited unique anomalous properties which manifest when human subjects establish direct eye contact. Each member properties is telepathic in nature. None of these properties allow any member of SCP-2422 to affect any human through anomalous means, but only allow them to gain information about the human affected. These properties seem to be involuntary, though the members of SCP-2422 have not shown any distress over them, nor given any indication that they consider the anomaly strange or concerning. Personnel requiring knowledge of the properties exhibited by each member of SCP-2422 should refer to the property description below. Please don't be any incest in here. I don't think that's gonna be the case, but like, but I understand why because it's the like very friendly family. I understand what you mean, but I don't think that's gonna be the case. All members of SCP-2422 have passed standard initial humanoid psychological examination, and with the exception of -D, are considered to be capable of functioning autonomously in society. Routine psychological examination and observations have shown that -Z has developed a mild case of depression. And we go actually read the interview log first, because like yeah, probably it's not gonna be that long. So we go like read them first, and then like this one I think is yeah. So let's do that. The first interview log. Interview -C. Oh, okay, because of the depression, I assume. Dr. Welsh. The following interview was conducted on 11th, 2000. Following reports by personnel that -C has been showing signs of depression and have become more brusque. How do you say that? That's a word I've never seen before. Which I now realize I don't have the audio correctly aligned. Let's just do that. There we go. Pronunciation.
Brusque.
Brusque. Okay, and meaning? Abrupt or offhand in speech or manner.
Brusque.
Brusque. Brusque. Okay, abrupt or offhand. So a little bit like disinterested. Have become more brusque with personnel than its family members. So okay, because I assume that's odd because it is again the overly friendly family. So everybody's like super helpful, super friendly, but then like the dollar slowly starts to be like a bit more like I don't care, and it was like that's not how the anomalous effect works around here. What do you mean you don't care? There was an additional report made that it had attacked a researcher as he attempted to conduct tests on it, attempting to gouge his eyes out with its fingernails. The purpose of this interview was to determine whether -C needed to take a regular antidepressants in order to maintain normal interaction with its family. I think because they're not all actually related to each other, I think they're all random people, and the teenager is breaking free from whatever control she's under. That's why she attacks the people. Is getting depressed because the depression is like her realizing she's stuck, and the attacking is probably like her trying to like, you know, escape the situation. That's my theory. Doing a lot of theorizing in the stream. Begin logged. Okay. Well, gotta talk a little bit like James. Shut up. Well, hello, SCP-2422C. Hi. How are you? I don't know. Fine. You don't know? No, I'm fine. We've been receiving reports that you've been rather rude to some personnel. Well, they were rude to me. I'm sure they were just following procedure. The people who work with you will receive orders from someone called a project director who... I know what a project director is. I'm not stupid. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to imply you were. Yes, you did. And you don't feel ashamed. You're irritated. You don't know that. Yes, I do. I can feel it. You're a practiced liar. I can tell because you make eye contact when you do it. You can't hide it from me. Dr. Welsh pauses. Anyway, the reason for this interview is he made me uncomfortable. I'm sorry. The person who you said I was rude to, he made me uncomfortable. What do you mean? Show me on the doll where he touched you. Sorry, that's dog. I don't want to talk about it. If you were treated badly, it could be grounds for an investigation. It's against protocol to cause anomalous objects in undue distress. He tried to touch me. Oh. I was just kidding when I was like, show me on the doll where he touched you, and then he actually. Guys, I have two lightsabers here. I have two little lightsabers. Yo, Afro! Chiquita, what the hell, man? Well, first of all, welcome, Chiquita. Welcome to the Fluff. Thank you so much for the for subscribing. Hey, how are you doing? Just here to give some love and look. I appreciate you so much. You don't understand. I'm excited, by the way, for Wednesday, Chiquita. I'm excited for Wednesday. So Zeno and Casabon, I have two lightsabers here. You guys can both take one and absolutely fuck that guy up. I'll pay you. You can do it for free, but I'll also pay you. Let's fucking slice the guy. I'm good, but a little tipsy because of work trip. That's why love. At least I'm safe at home. At least I'm safe at home. That's good. You do it for free? Nice, my man. You take care, okay? On this work trip, don't do anything rash. One more step and this weird thing gets it. Don't be rash. If you guys know where that's from. He tried to touch me. Where was it? Both paws. Do you mean? He said it was to take fluid samples from my C12s off. Its breathing becomes ragged. Honey, I'm sorry. So, and here's the thing. Here's another thing. She also knows that he lies, because if they made eye contact, unless that guy was avoiding eye contact on purpose just to lie more conveniently. But if she did make eye contact with that person and he was like, I need fluid samples from you. She's like, no you don't. And he's like, no I do. Come here. Then that's even worse, because then she immediately knows what his intentions are. But I like when SB tackles real issues though. Yeah, no, I mean, that it's really hard to do that because, like, of course, anomalies. But I think it's really cool when authors find. This is the last one we get from overthinking. So overthinking, you're hitting us with some. You're hitting us with some thinking, my guy. I see what you're doing here. Okay, I read a book before we came here. I don't know who taught me how to read. I was never really a child, you know. It's just kind of. I don't know how I was made. But anyway, it was this book about a girl who is going to commit suicide. So she travels far away from her home, so the loss will be clean for her family. And there's this boy who loves her, like, really, really loves her. And he, like, skips his high school graduation, drives across the country to go save her. Then at the end, it turns out she wasn't trying to commit suicide at all. She was just leaving. She wanted to be free. It was a really good book. I'm trying to think. I don't think that's a book I've read. Or I'm not even sure if that's actually a book that's based on a real book. I'm not sure I understand the connection to your situation. I want someone to care about me that much. I was going to cause other people joy. But I know what joy feels like. I want to be free, but I can't. I sound like such a fucking cliche, but I can't be free. You know what this really feels like? It feels like there was a book that we read in high school. I forgot what the book's name is called, but it was basically about a utopian life where the entire world was grey, but it was utopia. You had everything you wanted. Everybody lives the same lifestyle. There was no war. There was no hatred. It was just life, normal, peaceful life. And then our main character finds a door, opens up, and sees a world that's full of colors. Colors he never doesn't know what they are. He doesn't know what red is, doesn't know what blue is, doesn't know what green is, but he just sees there's colors and there's like so much like things that can go up and down. Life is meant to be a journey. And he realized to be truly free is to experience things. And yeah, have you read? But yeah, that's so. I'm saying that she reminds me of that because it's the same feeling of like you're stuck in a life where you technically should not want more, but then like you do, you know. She was not meant to feel like this. She wasn't meant to feel like the need to have joy, but then like she read something about having joy, and she's like, yeah, I never had this, and I want it. Which is fucking fair, right? That's why we're here. We find the Foundation works much better when we're all humanoids in our custody who we can allow to be our happy. I'm not a humanoid. I am human. You can go fuck yourself, doctor. I am not an object. And you know what? I'm not stand for being treated like one. Next time someone calls me a humanoid, I swear I'll slit my fucking wrists. Don't doubt me on that. I was not born and I've never lived. I've never talked to other teenagers, never eaten a hamburger. Hell, I've never actually had sex. I don't deserve those things any less than you do, doctor. Whatever. So stop being so condescending to me. I'm lonely. I'm going to continue being lonely. I've accepted that. I know you won't let me leave, but you might as well treat me with common decency. Alright? I'm sorry. Get to know you're telling the truth. I'm leaving. And log. Dr. Welch has recommended that SCP administers standard strength antidepressant regularly, beginning as soon as possible. Like the immortal dilemma, you can't die, you just outlive all of your relatives, your children, and everything. When the sun dies out, you just float in the endless cosmos. Yeah. This is the second. It's very interesting because this is a different take of what we had at the beginning with like. It's an SCP, but if you think about it, it's also a human being, right? John 2420 is a human being, and yeah, he I mean, at the end, he himself didn't want to be treated like a human being. He just wants Maddie to be treated like a dog. But it's just very interesting how like one is like okay, it's like yeah, I understand you have to take care of this, and you treat me with respect. So I at the end, so I'm not gonna complain. But I'm not gonna leave the Foundation. And here we have her being like, you guys are way too condescending when it comes to like giving us those labels. Like you give us labels, you give us you don't even like, yeah, you say humanoid, you don't say human. By the way, what are the anomalous properties that they just seem like normal people? Is, well, the fact that they say they have been created, which she says she never was a kid, so she was created, and she also, they were made to give other people joy, so they're overly friendly towards you. They never want anything back. So I think it's less about them being normal people. It's the fact that they just something were there. There was something were there, and they were made to just basically they were made to always say yes, right? Hey, can you help me with something? Yes. Hey, do you mind doing this for me? No, absolutely, I can do that for you. No problem. Would you jump off a bridge for me? Yes. Like, you know, like if that brings you joy, I will do it. It's like you should say no, my guy. Don't say yes to that. That's how I see it. That's what they're probably homunculus, basically. That's what I would think. At the end, though, I'm still unsure if them being manufactured means that they actually were created out of scratch, or if the bodies belong to people, and then the Wandering Father just put some fucking some alchemical spell on them. The extent of the members of SCP-2422's congeniality has been tested, including one trial involving 3 D-class personnel insulting all members of SCP-2422 continuously for a period of several hours. All members reacted in an unflinchingly amicable manner, although -C has suggested this may have been feigned. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, because -C is now understands what it feels to be insulted or... Okay, there's gonna be more, eh? This one's a long one. Okay, Dr. Welsh again. Dr. Welsh made a request to have a follow-up interview with -C to ensure the amended containment procedures, including the administration of antidepressant to -C without its knowledge, was effective. Her request was approved, but the interview conducted produced no pertinent information. However, -C subsequently requested regular meetings with Dr. Welsh as a sort of therapy. These sessions are recorded for the purpose of record keeping. They almost universally contain no information of interest. On the 3rd, 2000, however, -C revealed new information concerning the nature of SCP-2422. Irrelevant data has been removed from the following log but retained in Project Director records, which we have here, which we will read. Oh boy, this is going to take us a while. Okay. It's been a while since we actually had a very long SCP, so strap up, boys. Boys and girls, strap up. Dr. Welsh. Hello, -C. How have you been this week? Okay, I guess. How have you been? Irrelevant data expunged. I'm certainly glad you've been feeling better. Do you have any idea what... No, you're not. I'm sorry. Why are you so nervous? I think this one will take like an hour. That's fine. It sucks that the hours ones are always on Sundays, because I have to, like, I always say, gotta wake up early tomorrow to go running. So, but hey, it is what it is. Oh yeah, with the telepathic too. Yeah, exactly. The moment you make eye contact, they can tell what you feel, right? So there's 3 things that makes them anomalous, I would say. It's just not as like bombastic as like what we had before. But like, let's go on. Why are you so nervous? The wish process. Crap. If you're going to lie to me, don't look me in the eyes. I know you have mom put stuff in my food. They're standard commercial antidepressants. They're for your own good. Just like everything else here, right? Irrelevant data expunged. Well, your family certainly seems satisfied with their lifestyle. Do you really think that? Well, they haven't given us any indication otherwise. We're programmed not to. By wandering father. Yes. By him. Then why are you so unhappy? Aren't you fulfilling your purpose? Your purpose. None of us asked for this. We were made to make people happy. But none of us want to, really. Wandering father gave us a purpose, and then he gave us about 3/4 of free will. We feel compelled to make others happy, but we don't enjoy it. But why don't you enjoy making others happy? Do you not enjoy being kind? Not when you have no choice. Yeah, I mean, come on, that's that's a dumb question. What do you mean you don't like making people happy against your will? That's why you can always know his... Yeah, I mean, he did say you lie when you look me in the eye. I know you're lying because you look me in the eyes, and then that also confirms more. That's why I was saying before with the guy who wanted to touch her. They probably made eye contact, and he was able to like tell what he truly wanted. And she's like, "No, don't touch me." Both paws. Look, you have to see what we do when no one's around. I know you have cameras in our rooms. We haven't noticed anything unusual. You haven't seen my parents after they go to bed. They have a habit of concealing themselves entirely by their covers. We figured it's best to allow them a small measure of privacy. Oh my god, do you think they're having sex? Well, we assumed. I guarantee you neither of them had sex in their lives. They hide themselves because they don't want you to see them crying. You mean they don't like it any more than I do. They just care more about hiding it. See, you're sorry, I know. Frank, it's not good enough. Even data expunged. Following this interview, Dr. Welsh went on 2-week leave for mental health purposes. I mean, yeah, come on. Dr. Welsh is probably like, this This whole entire time, I thought they were just doing it because they wanted to, and they were programmed to. But now I find out they don't want to, but they're forced to do it. I mean, look at the little misters. They're happy with their purpose. They don't even have programming to do. Programming to. You say that. You say that. I don't think Mr. Laugh is very happy with what his fucking fate is. I would even argue he absolutely hates what is happening to him. And there's not to forget, yeah, they're more indifferent. I mean, some of them just are like, this is how we are. I would definitely argue some of the other misses are not really that content with what they are. Cognito hazard at asmail.com. Ashmail. List promotion. Hey Stan. Who is this actually? Some new guy? Okay. Hey Stan. It's great to hear your son's doing better. I understand it was pretty touch and go for a while. Just make sure he gets plenty of fluids, okay? Myra has promised to keep him in her prayers. Anyway, congratulations on your promotion. I can tell you the job isn't easy. SB2422 may not be the most difficult bunch to deal with, but some of them can be quite a handful some of the time. So, guess what? As project director, you get brand new level 4 clearance. You know what that means? You have a lot of reading to do, mister. Which means we have a lot of reading to do. This could be a movie with all this content. I mean, yeah. Not me thinking of making an episode about this. As you know, we do a lot of interviews with the members of 2422. I'm not going to make you read all of them. Most of them are really boring anyway. I'm just going to attach a couple of transcripts we've deemed important to read to have a complete understanding of how these people work. You recognize the second one, an edited version of its attached to the standard article concerning 2422. This one, though, is complete. All the expunged data is there. There's a lot of it too. Since I'm technically not the project director anymore, there are a couple of things that have been blacked out in my copies of these files. Just a couple of names, not super important stuff. If you really need to know those names, you can look in your own copies when you get back to work. For now, the names don't appear close enough to each other to be confusing. You're smart. You'll be fine. All the files are compressed and attached below. Happy reading and good luck in your new job. Sincerely, Lizzie, former SB2422 Project Director, Secure, Contain, Protect. Okay, here we go, guys. There are more. Mr. Fish, my favorite, is like, yeah, my head is fish and I don't know why. My fish is cool too. There's always a new line of the misters, but that's way later. Yeah, okay. I'm actually looking forward to it because like we had the mister list every time we had one of the misters, and most of the names on there I recognize. So I was like, oh, I hope there's more down the line. Okay, here we go, guys. Again, get yourself something to drink or eat because we are probably gonna be here for a little while. We're still not even fully done with this. There's some more. So okay, home. Dash A, Dr. Welsh. So this is with Dash A, the father. The following interview occurred as part of the routine psychological evaluation administered regularly to all members of SB2422. Dash A does not typically exhibit any strong emotion. Hello, Dash A. Hello, ma'am. How are you today? I'm doing well, Dash A. How are you? Can't complain. That's good to hear. How are you liking the facility? Oh, ma'am, it's wonderful. It's where I and my family are meant to be, you know? I do. I'm so glad you allowed us to stay here. You have provided us for us and allowed us to provide. We're happy to have you. My purpose in life is to please the people around me. Me and the rest of my family is what we do. I'm so glad we made you happy. You let us fulfill our purpose, and I'm so grateful. Tissue. Dash A blows. It's no. Oh, it was sad. I'm so grateful. Oh my god. Oh my god. Guys. So when he was crying here, he wasn't crying out of joy. He was actually crying because he's like, I'm so grateful. Crying. Do you guys mind if I say a spoiler from One Piece, in case you or do you guys not care? Because there's a part in One Piece this reminds me of. So in Wano, there's a whole like poor village, but they're all happy. They all have big smiles on their faces, and they're all like talking in a very upbeat tone. And then when one of theirs died, got executed, they were laughing and crying, and everyone was the Straw Hats were very confused. And then you find out it's because the Shogun fed them a artificial made devil fruit that when they ate them, they were forced to always have a smile and be laughing. So they are unable to show any other emotion besides a smile and laughter. They can still cry, but it will be covered up with laughing and a smile. So this is what this is, right? When he was crying, he's not crying because he's like overjoyed for fulfilling his purpose. He's crying because he's like, I can't do anything else. I'm forced to just do this. I have nothing. I can't do anything else. And with the One Piece part, it's also fucked up because those villagers, they were so poor, they were starving, and Orochi, the Shogun, knew what the devil fruit's effect is, that it would make them happy and smiley. So they ate them because they ate the fruits because they had nothing else to eat. And even though people knew, like after like a couple people that ate the fruit, they were aware, oh shit, this fruit is actually bad for us because like you end up smiling and you cannot stop it anymore. They still ate because they were starving. They were beyond, like, almost dying from starvation. So like they're like, well, either we end up cursed forever or we eat something and survive another day. So that's what this reminds me of. Sorry for the detour. I'm sorry. I'm not usually as emotional. Don't worry about it. You're fine. Wandering Father gave us a purpose, but you've given us a way to fulfill it. We are forever in your debt. You allow us to provide. You are very welcome. I'm glad you're happy. My family is my responsibility, you know? You have to protect them. But now here you are, protecting all of us. It's a real weight off my chest. We're happy to help. If you don't mind me asking, what exactly would you need protection from? Doctor, you of all people should know that the world is a very dangerous place. You're an intelligent person. Very intelligent, actually. You know, more and more nasty, inexplicable things pop up every day. Until we came here, it was my responsibility to provide a shelter for my family against those things. You, the Foundation, are our shelter. You provide for us. Oh. Okay. Well, we're happy to have you. You fulfill our purpose, you let us provide. Thank you. So that's this now with the context of -C, this is even more fucked up. Because he's like saying you're fulfilling our purpose, he's saying that all the time. He probably means the opposite a lot of times. And that makes it even more interesting. Like what caused -C to break free from this programming? Is it because it's because somebody intended harm on her? Is it because she had an exposure to something she couldn't have? What made -C break free? The word provide seems to have taken on a significant meaning for -A personnel, or to record any use of that word by it in casual conversation. And now he's saying like, you provide us shelter. Makes me wonder if he's actually afraid of something. Maybe the Wandering Father like might look for them, and he's like, this is a place where we can be safer. Let's go on. Joy with -C. Dr. Welsh made a request to have an interview with -C to ensure the amended containment procedure as of 11th 2000, including the administration of antidepressant to -C without its knowledge, was effective. Her request was approved, but the interview was conducted produced no pertinent information. However, -C subsequently requested regular meetings with Dr. Welsh as of therapy. These sessions are recorded for the purpose of record keeping. It's the same thing as we read before, okay. Fake smiles are terrifying, so I think they're also aware. It's like I have no mouth and I must scream, or I have no stance and I must cry. New containment method expose them all to human centipede. Yeah, again, we don't know if it's like shock, because I'm pretty sure them, from the way they're programmed, they probably have dealt with weird requests before. So it makes me wonder why -C was able to now actually say what she means. Not only that, don't forget, they can read your mind if you make eye contact with them. They probably have read a bunch of weird shit, like have gained weird information about you before as well. So that's why I'm trying to think, like, why is -C the one that broke free? Dr. Welsh. Hello, -C. How have you been this week? Okay, I guess. How have you been? I've been just fine. Thank you for asking. Hey, how many other people are here? I beg your pardon? Oh, I was being escorted here today. I passed this boy coming the other way. He looked like he was talking to someone walking beside him, but no one was there. Is he anomalous too? I knew there were lots of things contained here, but I didn't realize there were other people. Am I allowed to see them? Your current containment procedures don't allow for any interaction with other humanoids. That's not typically allowed as a rule. So this must be before she, like, flipped at him, at her, for calling them humanoids. Damn. Okay. I could try to get an order to allow you to talk to someone, if you want. The one you're talking about is 2240-1, is actually a very sweet young man. I could probably arrange some time for you to hang out. Wait, 2240. 2240. That was the guy with the dead oh, that's the guy with the dead abusive gay boyfriend. The gay. Oh, that's the one who has like a dead boyfriend that like still like haunts him down. Oh yeah. So yeah, there's a guy who has a dead boyfriend, and the dead boyfriend is very jealous and possessive. And that's what she meant. Like, oh, it sounded like he was talking to someone who wasn't there. He's talking to the dead boyfriend. Yeah, that's the one. Because I was like, I was trying to think like, which SCP was that somebody talked to somebody, and I completely forgot about that one. Could you? That would be really sweet. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. Have you been eating more? A little, yeah. I still don't have much of an appetite. I see. Well, that happens sometimes with teenagers. Really? I thought teenagers were supposed to be hungry, like, all the time. I'm certainly glad you're feeling better. Do you have any idea why? Oh, this is funny. You know why they both pause here? Because, like, I thought teenagers were supposed to be hungry, which is true. But I'm pretty sure because antidepressant takes your appetite away. I think that's what it is. The only thing I can think of is the EKG machine. Is that it? What do you mean with the 2240? I'm sure I'm glad you've been feeling better. Do you have any idea what? No, you're not. I'm sorry. Why are you so nervous? Okay, now this is what we had before. If you're going to lie to me, look at me. What do you mean? So that was just like everything else. Sorry, that was mean. My mood hasn't been getting better. Appetite suppression is a side effect of these particular meds. I should have realized that putting them in your food wouldn't be productive. Wow, that's kind of a royal fuck up. I will probably just be glad it didn't happen with one of the other things in here. Yeah, I guess so. Cause, man, some of these things are freaking scary. Do they bother you? Sometimes. They bother all of us sometimes. Really, why haven't you mentioned it before? We could have soundproofed yourself, so... We aim to please, remember? Most people aren't pleased when they're given extra work to do. If you're unhappy, we can do something about it. We want to leave. To get away. That will make us happy. The note Dash Air gave us said that you couldn't be separated, and it's our responsibility to keep you here. We all hate this place. Well, your family certainly seems satisfied with their lifestyle. And then, yeah, Then why are you unhappy to ask for these? But why don't you enjoy making all no one around? You mean that? Yep, that's the same thing. Is there anything I can say? Not really. You know, I would have slit my wrist already if I didn't know it would cause you amount of grief. You're really sure, Shadow. Wouldn't you be? Dr. Welsh pauses. I'm going to get you a different antidepressant as soon as the session is over. Once without the appetite suppression. They won't help. Depression is caused by a chemical imbalance in the brain, one which antidepressants are made to fix. Just like I'm made to fix unjoy, right? It's not the chemicals that cause it, it's the situation. This entire fucking place causes it. Hell, it's my existence that causes it. Dad says I should be grateful I didn't turn out like the others. But sometimes I wish I did. The others were euthanized. Others? What others? One in 4 failed projects. Some of them were pretty horrific. What were they like? Sorry. I'm not at liberty to say. You should ask my brother. He has a little bit less of a filter. You're not at liberty to say. It's not in my programming. Hey, I'm tired and really angry at you. And I can tell you're upset too. Let's end the session here before I make you depressed too, okay? Dr. Welsh pauses. Fine. Closing statement. Following this interview, Dr. Welsh went on 2-week leave for mental health purposes. The decision whether or not to allow -C and -1 to come into contact is still pending. Probably not. Probably not. Because that dead boyfriend has something to say. Okay, now we have truth-B. Oh boy. Now this is getting juicy. This is actually really good though. It's a long one, but I think it's really good because it's like such a simple concept. Like, hey, like, would you want to just be kind to everybody and just make them happy? Then the world would be a better place. It's like, yeah, okay, but what if you're forced to be kind all the time? Then what? How would that be a genuine kindness, or would you feel absolutely like depressed inside? -B, Dr. Cardinal. The following transcript is of a routine interview with -B to ensure its mental health was in stable condition. This is the only record case of -B articulating significant distress while under the supervision of the Foundation. Oh, okay. -B seems to be breaking free a little bit. Good afternoon, -B. Good afternoon, Doctor. How are you? I'm doing well, thank you. How are you? I can't complain. I see. Have you been getting all the food you requested? We have what we need. If you like more, it could certainly be arranged. Please, Doctor, we don't want to be a burden to the Foundation. Seriously, if you want more, just ask. It's no trouble at all. We have what we need. You don't need to worry. You provide more for us than we could have ever hoped. How has your family been doing? We're content. We love the facility. -D's been really happy recently. He's focusing on biology this month in school, and he's reading about snakes right now. He loves every second of it. Thank you for the textbooks, by the way. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. I think when they say like we're content and he loves every second of it, I do truly believe they mean the opposite now. I truly believe they mean the opposite. Because like -C says like, yeah, they hate this place, they want to leave, and now you have -B being like, oh, he loves it every second of it, he's having a good time, because again, like, they're programmed to make sure that you don't feel bad, but they probably all fucking hate it. It seems like the women are breaking free. It kind of says something, I think. Yeah, it would be kind of cool if the women break free first. The mental fortitude, you know. Of course, everyone deserves a good education. That they do. We're so glad you've been able to provide that. It couldn't have happened without you. You're a fantastic mother to those children. Thank you, Doctor. That means a lot. Tissue? No, thank you. I don't want to waste your resources. It's not a waste. We're here to provide for you, remember? Go ahead. He slides out the tissue box towards -B. No, thank you. Really. I'm fine. You don't need to help me. -B slides the box back towards Dr. Connell. -B. Can I ask you a question? Of course, Doctor. That's why you bring me those meetings every week, isn't it? To ask me questions? I suppose so. Well, go on then. Dashby, how do you really feel? I'm sorry? The reason I asked about the food is because I noticed you haven't been eating. You refuse help when it's offered and feel our resources are wasted on you. Those behaviors are all textbook warning signs of depression. What? Your daughter has already been diagnosed with clinical depression. While the disease is not genetic, certain studies have shown that people can be genetically predisposed to be at risk. So I would like to make sure you're alright. No, I'm fine. I just want to make people happy. Alright then. You know what would make me happy? What? If you told me the truth about how you feel and why. You doesn't have to leave this room if you don't want to. But I need to know. Please. Could you do that for me? That's actually a really good, like, counter, you know? It's like, hey, tell me how you feel. Like, oh, I don't want to bother you with my feelings. I'm here to make you happy. You know what would make me happy? If you told me about your feelings. And she's like, oh shit. I'm stuck in a paradox. Dashby does not speak for 46 seconds. I've been having dreams for a while now. Dreams about being cut open, having my guts rearranged, put in all the wrong places, then being sewn up and forced to go on with my life. I feel like a shell. I feel like I'm the only one who wants to see any good in the world. I don't understand what you mean. My daughter hates the world and everything in it, including me. We used to be so close, and now she won't talk to me at all. She's sad all the time, and the medicine you give her doesn't help. We're trying new medication, and my son, my beautiful baby boy, is retarded. Dr. Cardinal winces. Sorry, you don't like that word. My nephew's autistic too, I know it's hard. But he has so much potential. He could have changed the world. I know he could have. He was so intelligent when he was younger, and now he's almost 13 and sits on the floor all day reading books for 8-year-olds full of cutesy rhymes explaining that snakes have bones just like other reptiles. And then my husband, Dashby breaks off and begins to sob. Dr. Connell offers his tissue box again and blows his nose. What did your husband do? My husband's trying to sleep with one of your researchers. Oh, this family is getting more and more fucked up. Dr. pauses. What? Last week, when I got back from this meeting, he met me by the door and he kissed me like he always does. He asked me how it went, and I looked in his eyes and I saw it all. That boy came by to deliver Dashby's medication. He flirted with my husband like he always does. You know, I was thought if the boy was gay, that was his business, and his flirting made him happy, he could flirt. But I delivered my daughter's medication while I was here talking to you, and this time when he flirted, my husband kissed him. Kiss -A. No, my husband kissed him. And just like that, I was alone. I thought of all people, but my husband would put my happiness above everyone else. But I was wrong. I thought we had a good thing going. We might have built something like a life in here. I should have realized it couldn't work. If he's trying to make that boy happy, then I'm proud of him. I just wish sometimes I could feel happy too. Okay, here we go. Here we go, guys. Guys, buckle up. Gather together. So with Dash C, she read a book about a guy who was willing to fucking drive across the country to find a girl that he cared enough for, and that's what she wants. She wanted to feel like somebody cares that deeply for her. Now we have Dash B, who has a husband who just like her puts everybody else's happiness above their own happiness, but not each other's, and she doesn't like that. They're breaking free. They're breaking. Like just like ripping the shirt open. Oh, now it just got really juicy. It's the same researchers that tried to touch Dash C. Man, all the SCP so far have been great. I feel like I'm reading a drama. Sci-fi novel. I know this is good. Oh, do you think it's the same researcher? Oh yeah, because he brought them. No. Wait, hold on. It can't be. It's not the same one, is it? You know, I was. He delivered my daughter's medication while I was here talking to you. I don't think it's the same one. I think it's a different one. Cause oh, you was just joking. Cause I would be like, there's no fucking way. If that was the same one after she said he tried to touch me, I'd be like, why would you let that guy even anywhere near her again? But imagine that would have been fucked up. Okay. Dash B. If what you say is true, you'll get reprimanded for this. No matter the circumstances, actions are considered sexual assault. Please don't fire him. He's a good kid. He just wants to be happy. Why didn't we see this happen on the cameras? We found the places you cameras don't see. There are blind spots everywhere. You're not as tight as you think. I'll make sure this gets fixed immediately. Don't bother. It's a band-aid solution. It's a fixing of a serious security hazard. Jesus, you think we're dangerous? Have we proven enough to you? Our purpose is to make the world a happier place. If we break out, the entire foundation will be unhappy. We'll fail. I'm just following protocol. Protocol. Right. I'll speak with Dash A and then see if I can get you some antidepressants too. Don't bother. They won't work for me any more than they work for my daughter. This is an awful place. Oh, she's breaking free, guys. This is an awful place. It's cold and septic and it's full of horrible things. I wish I'd never met the wandering father. What do you mean? I'm sorry? What do you mean you met? What? Guys, maybe I'm right. Because they said we were manufactured, but I still believe that they were made, well, that they fucking were experimented on by Wandering Father. I didn't say that. You must have misheard me. Don't worry, Doctor. It happens to the best of us. Both pause. I'd best be getting home. My husband will be wondering where I am. It was nice talking to you, Doctor. I'm glad we have these meetings. You have a good day, okay? End log. Dr. Collins requested to have antidepressant administered to Dash B is pending approval. Additional security cameras are in the process of being installed in SB-2422's cells. Has been reprimanded for its action and moved to a different project. We're gossiping real hard right now. I feel like the so-called father made those guys as a physiological experiment somehow. We'll see if we get to find that out in the next parts here, or in the end of this part here, because we still have more to go through. I gotta say, this is a really good one. And to think that Overthinking has not written another SCP ever since. Like, he wrote this and was like, I'm not gonna top this. This is my best work yet. I'm gonna make people fucking bite their lips, grabbing their shirt. This is like a fucking telenovela. Just drama TV right here. Nothing I write afterwards will top this ever again. Interview Dash A. Dr. Cardinal, following Dash B's claims of Dash A's possible infidelity, considering the fundamental conflict these actions brought up with SB-2422's purpose, Dr. Cardinal requests an interview with Dash A to attempt to understand the situation. Hello, Dash A. Hello, Doctor. How can I help you? I just need to give you a quick survey to make sure everything's fine with you and your family's containment. I have other questions on this paper here. Alright, go ahead. Alright, first question. How have things been with your marriage? Ah, not even giving me a freebie easy one, eh? Answer the question, Dash A. Alright. Things have been great. Dash B seems happy with making the researchers more joyful than ever recently. So I hear. I'm sorry. Nothing. Alright, next question. Do you feel safe in containment? Of course I do. Why wouldn't I? This is where I'm meant to be. None of the people who worked with you have made you uncomfortable? You haven't noticed anyone who seems predatory? If this is about the prick who touched my daughter, you told me he has been dealt with. I'm talking about you. No one's made any inappropriate advances? No, sir. Oh, straight up lying because of it. Well, he's lying because he doesn't want to cause discomfort or complications. Wonderful. Next question. What is your relationship with? Dash A pauses. He delivers my daughter's medicine. And that's all. What is this? It's just a question, Dash A. Is bringing your daughter's medicine all he does for you? Yes. That's all. Dash A would be much happier if you didn't lie to me. I didn't. Your wife told me herself. What are you accusing me of? I'm not accusing you of anything. Tell me what you're hiding. Dash A pauses. I thought I would make him happy. I see. And what about your wife? Do you consider her feelings? I love this. I love this sentence. Like, It's like because that's if you think about it, guys. This SCP's got me fucking talking, dude. This got me fucking heated. A lot, you know how like a lot of people who cheat sometimes like think about their own happiness or the happiness of somebody else, and then like a friend of theirs would come in and find out about that and be like discuss and be like, dude, have you not considered your wife's or your husband's feelings in this? Like, why are you doing this? And they're like, what am I supposed to do? Just not do it? Yes, motherfucker! You're not supposed to cheat. Dr. Cardinal coming through with the like, hey, have you thought about your wife in this scenario? Maybe? You know you fucking guys are stuck in here. Why would you do this? So like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy that like the father is also an SA victim. The daughter for sure. The father, I'm not sure if I would say he is an SA victim. He probably, he was able to tell that the researcher probably wants to kiss him, but at the end, yeah, I think I know what you mean, Seno. It's because he's kissing him against his will, right? Like because like oh well, makes him happy is if I kiss him, but the father's like I don't want to kiss him. Like deep in thought, he's like I don't want to kiss him, but this thing that I'm programmed with to make people happy is forcing me. So I think I understand what you mean. Yeah. He is. You're right. You're absolutely right. At first, I was not sure if I would consider him one because he enacted in it, but then I was like, yeah, he's acting in it against his will, so he is one. Yeah. Look, I love my wife. She knows that. Are you sure? You haven't been showing her lately. Well, I didn't expect her to find out about. Yeah, him. I don't buy that. What? You knew full well what you could do. There was no way you thought you could hide it. Well, you didn't care about him. You didn't even remember his name. Why are you so invested in this? Because you forced me to report my boyfriend to our superiors for sexual assault on a humanoid. No way! Oh, fuck! This is good drama. Now, this is... Oh my god, the fucking twists and turns this thing takes. Ain't no way! Ain't no way the guy he kissed was fucking Cardinal's boyfriend! Juicy! Juicy! Yeah, I can see why overthinking really was like, I ain't gonna beat this. Overthinking was like, I'm gonna write 2 SCPs, and my second one is gonna be the best thing I ever written. Like, whoa, and it's been a while since I actually got to like be like, that I stood up. That I stood up and just like, I had to like walk around the corner for a hot second. Dash A silent. So, Dash A, what game are you playing? I now know you're willing to cause pain and suffering, so why have you been so careful about your lie? You don't need to cause joy, so why do you? I want to be happy. You and the rest of the world. How can you be so willing to cause others pain? Haven't I suffered enough? Okay, now he's breaking through. Now he's breaking through because, like... So, Dash C wanted somebody to love him the same... Like, in such a... wanted someone to love him with full sincerity. Dash B wanted somebody to care for her the way they have to care for everybody. I mean, Dash C and B are very similar. They both just want want love, genuine love. Dash A wants to be happy because he's been suffering. Yeah, now we just need the sun. I wonder what the sun's breaking point is. I think at the end it's gonna be all very similar stuff, right? Like, hey, I'm stuck trying to make other people happy, but I don't get anything out of it. Don't stop with the melodrama. Dash A. Whoever this wandering father is, he's dangerous. Don't talk about him. Don't say his name. He'll hear you. Shut your fucking trap. I'm sorry. Good. I do love Dash B. You have to believe me. No, I don't. Others will. You're manipulative. You can make them. But I know. Okay, fine. Please, but please don't mess with Wandering Father. He's dangerous. I don't suppose you'll tell me why. No. He'll hear. He'll cut me open. He'll blow my brains out. He'll kill me. Right. You're insane. No. You don't know him. I'll get you some medication too. I think we're done here. Why would you think he's insane with the Wandering Father? Clearly, from what we heard from the other interviews, the Wandering Father is some entity that is like very like powerful. Like, why would you say he's insane? Dr. Connor has gone on leave indefinitely. His request to instigate stricter security measures for SCP-2422 is pending approval. Okay, so it is a gay couple. The second time a gay couple is involved in this. Like 2240 and Dr. Cardinal. Okay, let's keep on going. Let's keep on going. Forward. The following are excerpts of recordings from security cameras within that SCP-2422 cells. The excerpts are presented in chronological order. I transcribed them myself. Stan, you and I are the only ones who know this particular information. And the Wandering Father is never mentioned again. Oh, you think like it's like the Wandering Father is never mentioned again? We'll see about it. I wonder if the Wandering Father is like Voldemort. Like you're not supposed to talk about him. 11th, 19th, 2000, 4:35 to 6:05. Begin log 4:35. Dash D rises from bed. Dash D moves from chamber 7 to chamber 5. So they have like multiple chambers. Okay. 4:36. Dash D moves from chamber 5 to chamber 2. Dash D moves from chamber 2 to chamber 9. Dash D moves to the center of chamber 9. 6, and that apparently stayed there for fucking almost an hour and a half. Dash D moves from chamber 9 to chamber 2. Dash D moves from chamber 2 to chamber 5. Dash D moves from chamber 5 to chamber 7. Okay, so yeah, he went one order of the chamber, stayed there for an hour and a half, and went the same or like the reverse order back. Dash D returns to bed. Okay. Interesting. 11th, 21st, 2000, 11:47 to 11:48, so 1 minute. Dash A and Dash B approach each other from opposite ends of chamber 5. Dash D approaches chamber 5 from within chamber 2 behind Dash B. Dash A and Dash B approach the center of chamber 5. Dash A moves towards Dash B, attempting to kiss it. Just say her, motherfucker. I'm in the same boat as like Dash C. I'm like, don't call us humanoids. Just say her. Dash B forces Dash A away from itself, pushing it into a wall. Dash B exits chamber 5. Dash D enters chamber 7 and lays on its bed. Oh fuck. 11:29, 2000, 22:53 to 22:54. Another 1 minute only. Dash B stands towards the center of chamber 2, drinking apple juice. Dash A lies in its bed in chamber 8, asleep. Dash D lies on its bed in chamber 7, reading a biology textbook. Camera activity is interrupted. Camera activity resumes after a total of 3 seconds of inactivity. Dash A and Dash B lie facing each other in the shared bed in chamber 8. Oh. Dash D stands in the center of chamber 2, staring at a puddle of apple juice and an array of shattered glass. I don't understand this. You know what this means? Dash B was teleported. Because they're meant to seem like a happy, friendly family. So the fact that she was probably like away from the father for a while, angry at him, some force forced her back to be by his bedside. That's why there's apple juice on the ground and broken glass. But why is Dash D there? Why did he get teleported there? Because like imagine like she was basically doing this. Like imagine this is a wine glass, right? She's like, And then when she teleported, the wine glass was like, whoop, just fell onto the ground. But again, why is Dash D? Why was he teleported to the chamber? Is Dash D actually wandering farther? That would be that would be interesting. Or is like if he has like some deeper connection to wandering farther, and that's why he was like he wandered around in the chambers just a moment ago. Wandering farther, and Dash D is wandering around all the time while this shit is happening. Is he connected? Is he like more deeper connected than the other ones? Let's go on. 11/30th, 2008, 22 to 8:25. Dash 8:22. Dash B stands in the center of chamber 2, staring at a puddle of apple juice and an area of shattered glass. Dash B kneels and retrieves a large sliver of glass. That's a minute later. Dash B walks to the western wall of chamber 2 and kneels in front of its kitchen sink. It opens the cabinet underneath and stores the glass shards inside. Another minute passes. Dash B stands, does not move for a moment, then quickly washes his hands. Another minute passes. Dash B walks to the northern wall of chamber 2 and receives the broom. Dash B carefully begins to sweep the glass remaining on the floor into a pile. I think it's because he's autistic. I don't want to be an ableist and assume all autistic people do that, but maybe. Yeah, I mean, yes, they say that, but in the same time, it is odd that Dash D teleported to where Dash B was. Like, there was no reason for him to teleport. Like, why is he there? Makes me almost think like that Dash D might be more dangerous than we assume. I might be wrong, but I feel like I don't trust Dash D anymore. 12/5/2000. 4:35 to 6:05. Okay, now we're back to this thing again. So Dash D rises from bed. Dash D moves from chamber 7 to chamber 5, then from chamber 5 to chamber 2, from chamber 2 to chamber 9. Moves to the center of chamber 9, and then is there for 50 minutes, around roughly. Dash D assumes a C position on the floor and begins to rock in place. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Dash begins to steer from sleep. Dash B rises from bed. Dash B begins to rock at an increased pace. Wait a minute, what? Dash B moves from chamber 8 to chamber 5. Dash B moves from chamber 5 to chamber 2. Dash B retrieves a glass from the cabinet and fills it with tap water, a drink standing in front of the sink. Dash B begins to make inarticulate noises of distress. Dash B moves from chamber 2 to chamber 9. Dash B embraces Dash D from behind. Dash B begins to whisper to Dash D. Dash D ceases vocalization. Dash B and Dash D stand. Dash B and Dash D move together from chamber 9 to chamber 2. Then from chamber 2 to chamber 5, from chamber 5 to chamber 7. Dash D returns to bed. Dash B moves from chamber 7 to chamber... Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Dash D is also just as much of a victim as everybody else. Like, Dash D is like, rocking back and forth. And it's like realizing its fate, and it's like it's sad. That's why it's rocking back and forth, because they also have the whole like, we have to make people happy, but I don't want to anymore. Is this the divorce? I don't know how he got to that point, but returns to bed. Dash B moves from chamber 7 to chamber 5. Dash B presses its forehead against the southern wall of chamber 5. Dash B moves from chamber 5 to chamber 8. Dash B returns to bed. Oh my god. There's more. God, there's so much. 12/9/2000. 12:52 to 13:13. Dash B stands at the sink in chamber 2, washing dishes. Dash A moves from chamber 1 to chamber 2. Dash A begins speaking to Dash B in low voice. Dash B does not initially respond. Dash D moves from chamber 7 to chamber 5. Dash C moves from chamber 6 to chamber 5. Dash A takes Dash B by the shoulder and forces it to turn around. Dash B shakes it off and speaks sharply to it. Dash C and Dash D then move together from chamber 5 to chamber 3 and look into chamber 2 through the open doorway. Dash A and Dash B continue arguing. Now we're getting the divorce. The argument between Dash A and Dash B grows more heated. Dash D begins to rock rapidly. Dash C embraces Dash D from behind and begins whispering to it. Dash B slams its hand on the counter and begins to reach for the cabinet under the sink. Dash A strikes Dash B across the face. Dash B collapses to the floor. Dash D begins to vocalize uncontrollably. Dash A shouts at Dash C. Dash C carries Dash D from chamber 3 to chamber 5. Dash C carries Dash D from chamber 5 to chamber 7. Dash A moves from chamber 2 to chamber 5. Dash C lays Dash D in its bed. It continues to vocalize. Dash A moves from chamber 5 to chamber 8. Dash C lays down beside Dash D, embracing and rocking with it. Dash B rises to a sitting position leaning against the kitchen cabinet. Dash B reaches into the cabinet on the sink and retrieves a large shot of glass. Dash B stares at the shot of glass. Dash B begins to weep. Dash D ceases vocalization. Dash D falls asleep. Yeah, that's the true self, right? It's basically what, because I remember what Dash C said. It's like, hey, you should see what they do once you guys are gone. 12, 24, 2000, 16, 12, 18, 53. So this is 2 hours. It's only 11. We only read 3 SCPs so far, but this one is just very good. Dash B enters chamber 2. Dash B approaches the box sitting on the table in the center of chamber 2. Dash B removes a chicken ready for preparation from the box. Dash B begins to prepare the chicken. Dash B finishes preparing the chicken. Dash B summons the rest of SCP-2422. SCP-2422 converges on chamber 2. Dash B speaks jovially and kisses Dash B on the cheek. Dash B stiffens momentarily but then relaxes and kisses Dash A back. SCP-2422 convene around the table to eat the chicken. No, boy. Yeah, now we're truly getting the very like abusive family lifestyle. And the forced to be happy. Well, I mean, what's interesting is, remember like what Dash C said, once nobody watches or they think nobody watches, the true self come out. So yeah, this might be how they are behind the scenes. It's basically, you know what this is also good like symbolism for, or not symbolism but like example for. Do you know like those families that whenever they go out in public, they act like they like pretend to be perfectly fine with each other, they're all happy, they're like, oh yeah, my husband, he's so hardworking, my daughter is she's lovely, but then once they get home, the husband's like an abusive wife beater. The wife is actually yelling at the daughter the whole time. The daughter is depressed. So like in public like they pretend to be this like perfect, like we're a happy family, but then in the walls, in the own four walls, they fall apart. That's what this is a good like representation of abusive dads at church. That too. But I feel like this is more, like I said, in public they act all like, we are perfectly fine, you don't have to worry about us, everything's fine. But then once they're alone at home, that's when like they're about to like the abuse, they divorce, they want to divorce, but they stay together because like they cannot expose the lie that they were never fine to begin with. So yeah, here we go. 25th 2000. So this is after Christmas. Is this Christmas? Oh, this was Christmas. Okay. Dash D rises from bed. Dash B sits up and stares at a sleeping Dash A. Dash D moves from chamber 7 to chamber 5. Dash B retrieves a shard of glass from under its pillow and brandishes it. Brandishing. Dash D moves from chamber 5 to chamber 8. Camera activity is interrupted. Camera activity resumes after 7 seconds of inactivity. Dash A and Dash B lie facing each other in the shared bed in chamber 8. That is fucked up. So not only does, now we know for sure Dash A does not love Dash B. He definitely does not. And Dash B here wanted to kill Dash A. But then I assume the power of Wandering Father stopped that. And when the cameras went out, basically just took away the shot, the back to like, hey, you're back in bed together, you're a happy family. The Wandering Father almost sounds like he's projecting his own bad experience with divorce and abuse. And it's like, no, you cannot. You're always happy. You're always happy like I wanted my family to be. You know what I mean? Dash A and Dash B lay five in the chamber. Dash D moves from chamber A to chamber 5. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, Dash D is always in the chamber when Dash B wanted to do what was doing something, and then when the camera cuts, he's suddenly, yeah, weird. That's why I'm not sure how much I trust Dash D, but like in the same time, he does have like he did act like he was also stuck in this. I don't know. Dash D moves from chamber 5 to chamber 7. Dash D returns to bed. That was very long. Now God, oh boy. Dash D, okay. Here we go. Every time they pretend to be happy, Dash D is always there. Yeah. Well, every time they're forced to be a happy family again, Dash D is there. Because when Dash D was also there when the Dash A slapped Dash B. So I would say like whenever like whatever power forces them to be a happy family again, Dash D is there. Which is that's why I'm like, what is your deal? Okay, Dash D, Doctor suggests that Dash D might be the most willing to share what information he could about Wandering Father out of the members of SCP-2422 due to its seemingly limited self-awareness. Doctor carried the interview out himself with the supervision of an on-staff behavioral therapist. Good morning, Dash D. What's that? I'm sorry? What's that on your coat? That's the Foundation logo. Oh. So, Dash D, that's me? Yes? Well, we were wondering if you could tell us about Wandering Father. Why? Well, because it's important that we know more about him. I've been reading about snakes. Dash D, did you know that serpents don't have hands? Doctor, I'm sorry? They don't. It says so in my textbook. Dash D smiles. Okay, good to know. About Wandering Father. He made me. Yes, we know that. Can you tell us who he is, what he wants, maybe where he lives? He's beautiful. What does he look like? He's unknowable. Actually, I need you to be straight with me. He's eternal. Answer my question. Who is the Wandering Father? Shut up! Excuse me? Do not presume to give me orders. I am a soldier of God. Alright, I think you need to sit down. What the fuck? You believe you are high and mighty, because you imprison that which you deem unclean, because you charge into any situation where you see possible gain, because you have hostage the sons of Adam side by side with the spawn of Satan. How do you know about that? You believe you are capable of understanding God? That's not what... Oh, but it is. And you do. You don't believe in God. Shut up, I'm sending you back to containment. Do not tell me what to do. God shall strike you down, you and all the other sinners. He shall release his creation upon the earth, and I will be by his side, laughing as you feel the flames. Okay, that's enough. Doctor stands. I said sit down. Doctor screams and falls back into his chair, as if forced by an immense weight. I told you I was not sure about how Dash D is acting. That's why I was like, why is he always there? Like, every time Dash B is forced into position, Dash D is there. So I fucking knew I should not trust this kid. Stop it! You are not God. You are pathetic, whiny bitch trying to make your way in a world that has no place for you. I ought to kill you here. I'm sure it would make my charges safer if you were... Guards, summoned by the observing therapist, entered the room and sedate Dash D with a projectile syringe. Holy fuck. Get him out of here. End log. Closing statement. SCP-2422 was placed under increased security for several months. Such measures were deemed unnecessary as Dash D seemed unlikely to repeat its outbursts without provocation. The behavioral therapist who summoned the guards was given a commendation before being administered a Class C amnestics. We need to talk to Dash C again. Yeah! There we go. Dash C touched the Welsh. Following Dash D's outburst, it was deemed important to understand SCP-2422's origin and true purpose. Given her positive relationship with Dash C, Dr. Welsh volunteered to perform the interview herself. Given a positive relationship... Well, to be fair, Daxie did say, like, hey, I want to talk to you more often for therapy, and Daxie has been the most upfront with her, so makes sense. Hello, Daxie. Hi, Doctor, what's up? Listen, we need to know about Wandering Father. Is this what about Daxie did last week? Listen, you know he's not usually like that. This isn't about that. That isn't just served as a reminder of how unpredictable and dangerous you four are, and how little we know about this man. You think we're dangerous? I do. And from now on, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Can you do the same for me? Daxie pauses. I'll do my best. This actually is probably the most, like, this is probably what she respects the most right now. Is Dr. Welsh being like, hey, I'm going to cut the bullshit. No more procedure stuff. It's just going to be pure honesty back and back. Because we need to know what the fuck we're dealing with here. Because at first we thought you guys were a bunch of happy people that just were willing to do anything to please us, who are also telepathic. Who were created by some Wandering Father. But now, not only do we have the knowledge that you guys are not actually doing this out of your free will, we also have hints that you were not created, but you met the Wandering Father and somehow became like this. And Daxie now just had like some fucking supernatural powers. So yeah, I think Daxie, Dr. Welsh being like to Daxie, I'm gonna be brutally honest with you, and I want you to be the same back. Daxie is probably like, finally. I'll do my best. Okay. Who is the Wandering Father? I don't know. That's alright. Where does the Wandering Father live? I don't know. What does the Wandering Father look like? I don't know. Daxie pauses. Who else is watching? Nobody else can see in here. Bullshit, that's that wall is one-way glass. The room next door is electronically locked. Nobody's inside. It's just us. Okay. I'm going to tell you a story. Tell me that story, Daxie. Okay, I'm listening. You can't share with anyone. Do you promise? I promise. Once upon a time, there's a girl named Misty. She lives in Toronto, and she loves to live. She has lots of friends, loving parents, and a good home. She's 16 and has never been pregnant. Remember what I said in the beginning? She's only ever done part once, and it was an accident. She loves chocolate chip cookies, and once upon a time, and she has 14,000 followers on Twitter, and life is great. Do you understand? I do. Okay, so one day she meets this boy named Abe, but really he's a man. He's 20 and he has a cool car and a nice chest and fuck ton of charm. He flirts with her hard and often. He will not leave her alone until she's a girlfriend. Being the poor naive creature that she is, Misty ends up dating him. Christ, she came pretty close to putting out for him. Pretty predictable, I suppose. Anyway, one day he asks for her to come down to his basement. He says he wants to show her a science project. She agrees. The next thing she knows, she's tied to a pole in a dark room. It's cold, and she's thirsty, and something smells rotten. She later finds out that she has went down the stairs. He hit her on the back of the head with a ceramic plate. Oh my god. When she wakes up, she calls out the darkness and finds out she's not alone. There are 4 other people down there with her. 2 men, 1 woman, and a boy. They're all also tied up and have been down there for different lengths of time. They hear someone walking upstairs and everyone goes quiet. Then Abe comes downstairs and turns out the light. The room looks like a normal rec room. The prisoners don't seem to be organized at all. They're just tied to things that don't move. No planning seems to be involved. Abe approaches Misty, and she sees a glint in his eyes that was never there before. She's terrified. Abe tells her that everything is assembled, and his project is about to begin. Is there an Abe in... isn't there an Abraham in Christian religion? Can you guys tell me... what he does? Because I'm trying to see if this is connected to Christianity or not. Then Abe unties the first. Abe tells that everything's assembled and his project is about to begin. Her first thought is that he's trying to make a porno. She's so innocent. Then Abe unties the first of the men. His name is Jeff, and leads him into another room. Jeff makes eye contact with the second man, Dave, as he passes. He says something that Missy can't make out. Looking back later, she realized it was probably "I love you." So Dash A is probably Dave, and his boyfriend did not make it, because remember we had hints that fuck, what was it? That previous tests were done. Abe is the father. No, that I know. That I figured it out. Abe is the father, yes. But I'm trying to think if Abraham, in Christian religion, if he is known for like, I don't know, wanting something. I don't know. It's like just any information that seems similar to this. Are you okay? Do you need to take a break? No. I'm fine. If I wait, I won't be able to do this. Abe leads Jeff into another room and shuts a thick door behind them. The remaining four wait in silence, straining to hear anything they can. After about 7 minutes, there's a sound of scuffle, then a gunshot. Jesus Christ. Dave screams. The boy, his name is... Christ. His name is Zane. He starts crying, and Abe just opens the door and walks back into the room, still holding the gun, and looks right at Misty, and he says really calmly, "That trial failed." Darcy pauses. Then he unties Misty and begins to lead her into a room, and Misty resists at first, but he puts the gun to her head, and so she cooperates. He sits her down and says, "Let's try this again." Then he pulls out a pocket watch and begins to swing it in front of her face, explaining to her how sleepy she's getting. Misty has seen the blood on the wall beside her and decides to play along. She fakes every reaction the way she thinks he wants. Oh my god, was Misty never actually changed? Was Dash C never changed, and that's why she is the most like able to like talk about this? Oh, Islamic prophet, sorry. Yeah, sorry, I'm so sorry. That's my bad. That's my ignorance. Islamic prophet, not Christianity. That's what I meant. Sorry about that. I apologize. That's my bad. So is that why? Okay, is that why Dash C never? Well, it looks like Dash C still got the powers to read minds, though. After he thinks she's under his spell, he tells her that Misty's no more. Then when she wakes up, she won't remember anything about her old life. Then he begins to explain to her what her new life mission is: to bring people joy. He says when she wakes up, her only thought will be how best bring joy to people, only stopping short of sexual favors. This, he says, is a restriction he's placing only on her because he genuinely likes her. He tells her he will give her special powers through an injection. Powers that will help her know when she's fulfilling her purpose. He says he stole the formula from the master database of a worldwide anonymous power. Do you know anything about that? He wouldn't have been talking about the Foundation, but I know of several other organizations he could have been referencing. Yeah, this could have been fucking Marshall Collin Dog. This could have been the Factory. This could have been so many. This could have been the Church of Broken God. Christ, there are more organizations? But that part doesn't really matter. After he finishes his hypnosis and establishes what he calls a trigger word, he says if he speaks it, he'll fall back into a trance immediately. Then selects the word phallic. He injects her with something and tells her to wake up. Slowly, ever so slowly, she opens her eyes, silently counts to 3, and smiles very wide. "Hello, sir," she says. "How are you today?" He says, "I'm fucking fantastic." Dash C, why don't we introduce you to the others? Misty says, I love meeting new people." He takes her out into the room to introduce her to the others as that thing he called her before. SCP-2422-C. Wait, okay, hold on. Abe called her SCP-2422-C? What? He introduces her to the others as that thing he called her before, SCP-2422-C. What? Misty stays in character as best as she can the whole time as he tells them what a success she is, and they pepper her with questions, trying to get her to remember them, trying to get her to see. What's worse, every time she looks into one of their faces, she feels an additional wave of confusion and despair washing over her. The emotions feel alien, foreign, completely different from her own experiences with them. They invade her mind without warning and trickle out slowly, fling their residue all over the walls of her brain and leave a bitter taste in her mouth. And she has to keep smiling and tittering at everything. Takes a breath. Eventually, oh my god, this is fucking. We're definitely gonna be here until 2 in the morning. I'm sorry, guys. Eventually, he ties her back up. He says one miracle is enough for that day, and that he's exhausted. He says he'll deal with the next 2 the next day. She keeps that smile placid on her face until the lights shut off, and she hears him close the door at the top of the stairs. Then she starts to weep. She tells her fellow prisoners everything as quickly and quietly as possible. She tells them what they have to do to survive. Dave does not stop crying the entire night. None of them sleep. By the morning, she can hear flies buzzing in the next room. They hear him going about his day for most of the morning. Then there comes a knock on the door. The voice is female. She comes inside and makes her way to the couch. He seems to bring her something from the kitchen. None of the prisoners can make out what they're saying. They stop talking for a while, then she leaves. Abe comes down the stairs. Misty greets him and asks how his day is going. He tells her it's the best day of his life. He met his true love. You motherfucker! You absolute motherfucker! You literally were like, oh, I don't want you to do any sexual favors because I care for you. I actually do care for you. I have love for you. A day later, it's like, oh, you won't believe this. I actually met the love of my life. Despite everything, Missy finds this like having a sack of bricks drop directly onto her stomach. She keeps a smile though. Her smile is impenetrable. He takes the woman, her name is Cassandra, into a smaller room. She looks as Missy as she passes. Missy keeps a smile, but wishes Cassandra luck with her eyes. The 3 remaining prisoners wait, tense, for about 2 hours, but no gunshot ring. Abe returns with a very cheerful Cassandra and introduces her as Dash B. He ties her back up, then takes Dave into the room. Cassandra's smile falls from her face as soon as he turns around. He does not cry. Zane does. Missy does too. Okay, so... yeah, so... from the sounds of it, the fact that they go back to back to not smiling. At first it sounded like his experiment didn't work, which it still sounds like that. I think Abe is not aware that they stop smiling, or if he is, he doesn't care. At first I thought like, oh, his experiment did not work out and Misty is just pretending the whole time. Which again, it could be that it partially works. Is that when somebody's around, they are forced to be like, oh hey, how's your day? But once people leave, they're back to like, and I think that's not what Abe wanted. I think Abe wanted them to be fully happy all the time. Maybe Misty did say that he gave them only 10% of free will and so on and so forth. So maybe like maybe he did want this. Who knows? Misty, the prisoners hear Dave weeping again. He must be seeing the corpse of his boyfriend. The other 3 tents, but he does not die. The nuclear family needs a father. He's in the room for 2.5 hours. When he returns, he's positively bouncing. Abe ties him up and says he'll finish up with Zane the next day. After he leaves, Cassandra calls him a psycho fuckwad. Dave suggests his philosophy might not be all bad. At first, Miss doesn't understand what happened, but she quickly realizes Abe had more practice when he worked with Dave. His work clearly isn't perfect, but he doesn't seem to have failed entirely like he did with her and Cassandra. Okay, so Misty and Cassandra were almost there, but not fully. And I am wondering if Abe is aware of that. It does sound like they're making it sound like he is aware. That makes her even more scared that she already was. Abe is not just a man raving in the basement. There might be more sadistic hypnotists out there. Maybe even talented ones. No one is safe. If we're trying to comfort, there's no others on our radar. It's not. I had to get water afterwards. My throat is killing me. The next day, the girl comes over again. The discussion gets more heated. He shouts, she shouts, glass breaks, she leaves. He comes stomping down the basement stairs very early. It must be before noon. He stands, seething at the bottom of the stairs, then he shouts at the top of his voice, I was going to fuck her. Abe. You're already an asshole. But now you're a whiny bitch as well. Then he unties the kid, Zane, and practically drags him into the next room. Dear Lord. The two are in that room for 4 hours. Abe shouts and raves. Several times we hear him slap Zane. The gun goes off twice, and he still continues. He drags the boy out, battered and bruised, and tells him that his new name is -D. And that explains why. I was like always a bit confused why -C and -B and all those like was so willing to call them by designation names and not names that they were given by the wanting father. And then we find out the wanting father called them -A, B, C, and D. His new name is -D, and he will act as police officer. If any of us ever cause unjoy, we will answer to him. He shows us the inside of Zane's left arm. Practically holds it to each of our noses. It's riddled with puncture wounds that look like bug bites. Some of them are kind of swollen. One's a little green. He says he emptied his stash on the kid. Even he doesn't know the full extent of his powers. He says he knows it won't mean anything to us if we don't remember our conditioning at all, but he wants to give us fair warning. Then he ties Zane up and leaves. Are those -D scars? Are those -D scars? Yes. After he left, we asked Zane if he was okay, but he didn't respond. We asked him more and more different questions, but he didn't say anything. Zane was gone. Abe had succeeded on one of us. That night, I actually fell asleep. When I woke up, we were on the side of the road with 2 envelopes, one addressed to us and one addressed to the Foundation. The one addressed to us gave us direction here to Site 17. Again, what? That he made them to send in the Foundation? What? You made it here. There's more. Dashy always fell asleep first. We all walked all day, but we were still 12, you know. So after we went to bed the first night, we all agreed to fake like Abe's hypnosis had worked on us too, because we didn't know what -D was capable of. After that, we worked on figuring out what our new powers were. Those we had. He hadn't had to hypnotize us to give them to us. He injected us with something. None of us liked it. All of us were upset and disturbed. None of us could talk about it. We hoped something might change once we reached this mysterious Foundation. We hoped that at the very least you would kill us. But hey, look where we are now. All doped up and ready to go. Dashi pauses. We never talk about wandering father or our emotions because Dashi can't tell how we feel about anything unless we talk about it. So we don't. I'm sure you've seen his wrath on the cameras. He makes them cut out sometimes, only for a few seconds though. That's all the time he needs. He's not autistic. He's still in shock. He just follows his program to the letter. Are you certain? Are you certain? Yes, I promise. Well, I guess I can talk all around him now. I've told you my whole story, so anything I say will make me think of this. Then he'll hold us all. We have a message I can offer you to help you forget this interview. No, I need to remember that someone knows. I need to remember that there's hope. Misty's not dead. Neither is Cassandra. Neither is Dave. We're prisoners of Wandering Father and of -D to this day. But now someone can free us. Somebody knows. Is there any more to the story? Nothing important. Okay. Is it alright if I send you back to containment now? Oh my god, I upset you really bad. I'm so sorry. No, don't be. Don't you dare feel sorry for sharing your pain. Ever. Do you understand me? Yes. Good. I'll see you on Thursday, right? I'll see you then. Goodbye, Misty. This is so good. No! No! Absolute cinema. Hey, Stan. Oh, wait, this is Lizzie Welsh. Okay. Hey, Stan. Sorry to dump all that on you like that. So, wait. So, she left? Because Lizzie left. She's not the lead director anymore. Sorry to dump all that on you like that. My guess is you understand why I did it. I need you to understand, not just to know. My words can't do what theirs can. Now you understand why SCP-2422 is so difficult and taxing to deal with. All of it. But there are a few more things you should know. 1, we're the only two who know this information. I conducted the majority of the interviews myself. Dr. Cardinal was killed in a car crash last year, as you know, and Dr. willingly took amnestics after his interview with Dash D. Everyone else operates under the assumption that 2422 live only to make people happy. Number 2, Dash B made a confession similar to Dash C very soon after. Almost all the details matched up, so I didn't include it. She, however, claims that Dave died in that basement and Jeff is the one we currently call Dash. What? What? What do you mean he brought the dead man back to life and the Dave is this SCP was like, oh, by the way, if you think we don't have any more twists left, guess again. 3. All 4 members of SCP-2422 have scars on their inner right arm similar to Dash D's. Take that information and its implication as you will. Please don't disseminate this information at all. I've chosen you because I trust you. That's why I'm being so casual about this. That's why I sent this to this account, not your work one. We don't know what Dash D is capable of doing to its family members or to personnel. Not that we can't handle it, but we don't know if it's worth the trouble. Treat them like people, okay? I've pushed for their humanity to be recognized for years, and I'm passing the responsibility of that maintenance on to you. Hold it carefully. I'll still be working on you in the project. If you need any help, just ask. You're the man. Sincerely, Lizzie Welsh form. God. Now that we have this done, we still have more. Actually, the title should be, this family has a lot of twists and turns. Dash has repeatedly apologized for any burden that SCP-2422 has placed on the Foundation and has offered to grill hot dogs for the entire staff should they request them. How am I supposed to read the rest of the... Now, I'm like, my whole brain is fucked. Access SCP-2422 property description. Individual property description. Dash A. When a human subject establishes direct eye contact with... I should actually keep a copy of those bots' messages, because I think they all send the same message, and just have that as like a thing you can like not send, and maybe that stops the bots from sending that, depending if it's the same message or not. But yeah, when a human subject, it will gain understanding of the subject's intelligence level, whether or not it has spoken or interacted with the subject at all. Okay, so the telepathic power is always different. I thought they were all the same. It rates the intelligence of subjects on a scale of 0 to 35, with the majority of tested subjects falling within 0.1 units of 22. And compared to a standardized IQ test, its rating of proven to match proportionally. The test administered had a maximum score of 160. Dash B, when a human subject establishes direct eye contact with Dash B, it will gain rudimentary knowledge of the subject's activities over the course of the previous 22 hours. Thus far, it has consistently been able to recite locations visited by subjects, reasons for visiting said location, reasons for exiting said location. This is very like family-wise, right? The father being all like, trying to like assess like, oh, who's this person? Are they, especially if it's like a friend, are they good fit for my daughter? Are they am I supposed to be like smaller than them or not? And then the mother being like, oh, I remember everything that needs, like, I know what you've been doing, I know what you want. So that's it's also very family based power. Okay, I can't anymore, I'm going to sleep, I want to finish the SCP, but if I continue I will fall asleep with my headphones on. Goodbye. No problem, man. It's understandable. We were at this for like almost, I think, more than 2 hours. Dash C, when a human subject establishes direct eye contact with Dash C, it will exhibit extreme case of empathy, immediately behaving as if it is experiencing an unusual intense version of the subject's current emotional state. If eye contact is maintained, it will begin to experience all emotions felt by the subject within the previous 22 hours in reverse order. Teenagers, you know how teenagers are emotional, that makes sense. The duration for which it feels each emotion seems to correlate with the strength with which the subject felt said emotion at the time. Dash D will revert to its original emotional state when eye contact is broken. Dash D will only exhibit its anomalous property after having an extended conversation on a single topic with a human subject. If the human subject establishes direct eye contact with Dash D after having said conversation, again, makes sense. Children love to talk about things that they like in very extended period of time. Dash D will understand the subject's true opinion on the topic. Oh, that's that's also a thing, right? Like, sometimes kids know when you're not really that interested in it. More controversial topics typically yield more detailed answers from Dash D. Though it is not always responsive, Dash D has shown a 100% accuracy rate when asked to explain the subject's true feelings. Due to its unwillingness or inability to communicate frequently, the fewest tests out of any member of SCP-2422 have been performed on Dash D. Acquisition log on 2000. SCP-2422 approached Site 17 as a group. When the posted guard attempted to deter them, they referred to themselves by the current numerical designation asked to be admitted to what they referred to as their home. Okay, say, if I read this first, I would have actually... I mean, I figured it out after a while anyway, so... Doctor was notified and performed an immediate interview and psychological examination on the group. They actually claimed the group had been created by a person called Wandering Father. The Foundation currently has no records of a person or group with that name. At the time of writing, no searches attempted by the Foundation has confirmed Wandering Father's identity or existence. Okay, so they have been searching though. They claim to have no malicious intent, but repeatedly stated that they were created to exist within the walls of a Foundation facility. If they were allowed, they expressed a desire not to burden the Foundation or wear out any welcome that they may have had. During the initial interview, Dash A gave Dr. a sealed envelope addressed to the lucky recipient. The note inside has been designated Document 1, or Document I. I think it's 1. Number 22, a friendly family. Congeniality breeds joy. The joyful text recommendation 22. Dear Foundation, hello and good day. I have observed that you have, as a whole, are severely lacking in joyful celebration. Your employees are definitely serious all the time. I find that very unfortunate. Why do you spell unfortunate like that? I have created this wonderful family for you, modeled after my joyful recommendation 22. They should not be anything but kind and joyful. They come as a set. Please keep them together, for the sake of my old heart. There's 2, actually. If they spend too long apart, they'll go into cardiac arrest. I promise that a little kink will be fixed in future creations. They have been created to find a specific Foundation site. The one I have judged is the most unjoyful. Please allow them inside. They will spread joy, love, and happiness. You motherfucker, dude. I cannot believe he screwed over who knows how many people because he was like, oh, the Foundation seem a bit sad. Yeah, okay. You couldn't have done this in any other way. You think... What the... what the fuck? Like, you think they are not sad that they're now forced for all eternity to do this shit? All eternity until they die, of course, but still. Please allow them inside. They will spread. Yeah. Please treat them well and give them a house-sized space. If you keep them together in one room, they'll probably tear each other apart. It's another one of those bugs I haven't quite been able to work out. I know you can work around it. I hope this gift will alleviate your unfortunate unjoy. Yours in joy and harmony, Wandering Father. And then as of 11th, 2000, all testing performed on C and D must be directly supervised by at least one senior researcher. Any unauthorized activity by any personnel involved in testing is grounds for immediate reprimand and punishment. God damn, that was fucking insane. That was insane. I cannot believe this was worth it. I hope the next ones are not long. Just as a tweet, I will do actually absolute cinema. But I will add, this family has truly fulfilled their goal with me. The amount of joy and excitement they brought. Well, man, do I feel horrible! All caps. Wow. Wow. I'm gonna get myself some water real quick, but god damn. That was good. And I gotta say, it's thanks to the tale, because we could have just read the interview section alone and just be like, oh, okay, Dash C is for some reason not very much down with the whole making people happy thing. That's odd. But then we read the tales, or at least the side page, and that added so much. Like that, the drama, the drama that we experienced, man. So I'm glad I was right that they were not manufactured. They were, well, technically they were, but not like, they were not freshly made from the grounds up. They definitely yeah, they were kidnapped and then experimented on to become these people. And that's why I also feel like that's also, that actually adds a lot more impact to when Dash C was saying, we're not humanoid, we're humans. Because this was absolutely against their will. And the ape treated them like objects. By being like, yeah, you guys are now things. You're my things. Like, you're things now. So when the Foundation keeps saying humanoid and it, that's for them like, that's for them spitting in their face, because like, hey, we never asked to become this, man. Anytime it's humanoid, I assume there's some creature. Usually it's a creature that has humanoid features. I think 99% of the time when they just say humanoid, it is supposed to be a creature that has humanoid features. They don't usually use that for human SCPs. They just say male, Caucasian male, from that and that. They don't usually use humanoids for actual humans. But in this case, because remember, they said we were manufactured. So the Foundation immediately was like, okay, so you guys are not human. You're beings that look like human. That's why they would probably use the term humanoid. But again, that is a bigger insult to them. Because they're like, hey, we never asked to be this. We didn't want to be this. Some motherfuckers just made us this. And now you, the Foundation, are saying these terms that make us more realize that you don't even see us as humans. So yeah, I can fully understand her outrage. We can talk for hours about this, but I'm gonna get myself some water and we have to continue. We are fucking 2 hours and 45 minutes in, and we only read 3 SCPs so far. So I'll be right back.